Hello everyone. Today I'm here to teach you the next part of the chapter, that is the structure of the heart and its working. So let's begin. So we'll start with the sinoatrial node. Now as you know, the heart is made up of special muscles, and these muscles are known as the cardiac muscles. So right from the time you were born till the time you'll die, the muscles of the heart are constantly contracting and relaxing. Okay, so these muscles are doing the work tirelessly, these cardiac muscles. Also, the movement is brought about by an electrical impulse. Now, the originality of this electrical impulse is at the SA node, or is known as a sinoatrial node. Okay, now this can come in the exam, the importance, the location of the sinoatrial node. Well, the sinoatrial node is located at the upper right hand corner of the right auricle, and it is responsible for setting the rhythm for the contractions and relaxations of your heart, which is also known as a heartbeat. So the contraction and relaxation has a certain rhythm, and this rhythm is controlled by the SA node. Hence, it is also known as the natural pacemaker of the heart. Next, we move on to this picture where I am trying to show you where exactly this SA node is. As I told you, it is at the right hand corner of the right auricle. Okay, and it is responsible for setting the rhythm of the heartbeat. We move on to the artificial pacemaker. Now, if something goes wrong with the SA node, okay, it is unable to conduct those electrical impulses. Okay, then in that case, the artificial pacemaker is fitted into the human body just under the epidermis of the patient. Okay, so it has to be placed by a surgical procedure. Now we move on to the blood vessels of the heart, of the body. We have studied in our lower classes about the blood vessels, namely the arteries, the veins and the capillaries. Well, the arteries, they carry the blood away from the heart, and as you have learned in your lower classes, it carries the pure blood to various parts of your body from the heart. The veins, okay, they are just the opposite. They carry the impure blood from various parts of the body back to the heart for purification. The capillaries are the interconnecting. Okay, they interconnect the arteries and the veins together. They are the main sites where the exchange of gases takes place. Okay, that water also gets exchanged, carbon dioxide, oxygen, nutrients get exchanged, waste get exchanged. Okay, so this exchange takes place between the blood and the body tissues of the body. Now we move on to the blood vessels that are present in the heart. Okay, they are namely the vena cava. Okay, there's a plural for vena cava. Okay, there are two of them, so we call them the vena cava. Now, what are these two vena cavae? Well, they are the superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava. The superior vena cava is carrying the impure blood from the head and from your shoulders towards the heart for purification. At the same time, the inferior vena cava is it's a large vein that is bringing again the impure blood from the lower parts of the body to the heart for purification, namely from the trunk and your legs for purification. We move on now to the next part, that is the pulmonary vein. As you can see, these branches here, two branches here and two branches here. These are the pulmonary veins. They are carrying the pure blood from the lungs for purification. After purification is carrying it back to the heart for supply to the various parts of your body. Well, because you have two hearts, there are two branches for each. Sorry, because you have two lungs, there are two branches for each of the lungs. You have a right lung and a left lung. So these two branches are bringing the pure blood from the lungs to this part, to this side. That is the to the left atrium, okay, or the left auricle from this side, and these two are bringing the pure blood, okay, from the lungs after purification to this part of the left auricle. Okay, so there are four veins. Totally, there are four veins. Two are bringing from the left side, two are bringing from the right side. Okay, now remember, children, all the veins of your body, as I discussed before, they all carry the impure blood except the pulmonary vein. Okay, so only the pulmonary vein is carrying the pure blood, rest all the veins carry impure blood. We move on to the next main part, that is pulmonary artery. Now remember, before also pulmonary was to do with lungs. In the same way, this pulmonary also is to do with lungs. Mainly that this is carrying the blood, that is the impure blood, from this part, that is the right ventricle, okay, for purification towards the lungs. Again, so pulmonary, so to do with the lungs. So this is also known as a pulmonary trunk. Okay, now here it is not branch, so that is why it is known as a pulmonary trunk. Later on, it branches into the left pulmonary artery and the right pulmonary artery. You can see over here one branch here and one branch here. Okay, again, why it is branching? Because it is reaching the two different lungs. Okay, because you have a pair of lungs. So one is going to the right lung, one is going to the left lung for purification. Okay, so all the arteries in your body, they carry the pure blood except this artery, that is a pulmonary artery. We move on to the next one, that is the blood vessel, that is the aorta. Now you can see this part, this is the aorta, it is marked over here. Now, where is original or part of this? It is starting from the left ventricle. Its work is to carry the pure blood, okay, from the heart, left ventricle of the heart to all the parts of the body. Now, how will it do that? It will branch out later on into arteries, numerous, several arteries, okay, and it is the largest artery of the human body and it is carrying the pure blood. So it takes the blood away from the heart to different parts of the body for distribution in the body. We move on to the next artery, that is the coronary artery. Now just like all the organs, all the parts of the body need blood, in the same way the walls of the heart also need blood. So how will the walls of the heart get the blood? It gets the blood through the coronary artery. Coronary is to do with the heart, okay? So it will carry the blood to the walls of the heart. So it is the part that distributes, it is the artery that distributes the oxygenated blood to the walls of the heart. It arises from the aorta. Okay, remember from here. Okay, so this is the aorta, it's a branch from here, and you can see this red colored part. It is all the coronary artery, okay, carrying the pure blood. It wraps itself around the heart, okay, outside the heart, and it is responsible for supplying blood to the heart muscles, okay, the cardiac muscles of the heart. Then only they'll be able to function. Now, coronary vein, just the reverse of the coronary artery. Coronary artery is carrying the pure blood. In the same way, coronary vein is carrying the impure blood. Now, once the exchange of gases, exchange of the nutrients has all taken place, what will happen? The blood will become impure. So, the coronary vein will take the blood away now from the heart. So, this is done by the coronary vein, which is taking away the impure blood away from your heart towards the right auricle for purification. Now we have to learn the differentiation between arteries and veins. You have learned that arteries, they carry the blood from the heart to various parts of the body. Veins will carry the blood from different parts of the body towards the heart. It carries oxygenated blood except one, that is a pulmonary artery, carries deoxygenated blood except one, that is a pulmonary vein. The blood flows under great speed and pressure because it has to reach each and every part of the body. It has to flow with great speed and under pressure, while as its blood flows with low speed and low pressure. The valves are absent. Okay, there are no valves in the arteries, remember, because it is carrying the pure blood and it has to go move fast. There are no valves. But in the case of veins, the valves are present because these veins are carrying the impure blood. So if the blood flows back into that organ and or into that part, it might be fatal for the person. So that is why the blood has to flow only in one direction. That is why the valves are present. Now the arteries are deeply seated. They are not superficial. Okay, the arteries are deeply seated in the human body, while as the veins are superficial. That is why we can see our veins on our wrist also. Okay, those blue colored lines. So that means they are superficial. They are not deeply seated in the body. Now let's move on to the next part, that is how the blood circulation takes place in steps. Okay, so step number one is this, and you can see this is the structure of the heart. You can see the blue lines indicate the impure blood or the deoxygenated blood. The red lines are indicating the pure blood. So this part is the right auricle. This is the this is the right auricle. This is the left auricle. Right ventricle, left ventricle. So understand this, children, when the blood is coming inside, what will happen? That part will expand. Okay, and when blood goes, when it contracts, means the blood flows away. Okay, so this heart, the circulation, the steps of circulation are nothing but contraction and relaxation of the chambers of the heart. Okay, contraction and relaxation of the auricles and the ventricles. Now remember the auricles, both these auricles, they work together, both the ventricles work together, meaning that when the auricles expand, when this auricle expands, yeah, the auricle this side, okay, left and right auricles will expand at the same time, left and right ventricles will expand at the same time, left and right auricles contract at the same time, the right and left ventricles also contract, expand or contract at the same time. Okay, so it happens at the same time. Okay, so this is very important to understand. So first step to understand is that the blood has entered into the right auricle at the same time. Okay, now this is the impure blood here. Okay, whatever is happening on the right side is the impure blood, deoxygenated blood, whereas the left side is the oxygenated blood. So number one part, okay, the deoxygenated blood from different parts of the body are received by the right auricle. The oxygen rich part coming from the lungs is entering into the left auricle. Okay, so this is C number one. Okay, the right auricle then contracts. Okay, so right auricle contracts and pumps the deoxygenated blood into the left ventricle. Simultaneously the left auricle contracts and sends the blood into the left ventricle. Okay, so this side, the first part is the blood is it's expanded. Second part is that it flows down. Okay, when it flows down, okay, what will happen? This part will, and then these valves shut. Okay, so this valve will shut, this blood will enter down. Why is it shutting? It should not go back into the back into the auricle, so that is why it will shut down. Okay, so that is the first part of your blood circulation. Then what will happen after that? Okay, after that what will happen is the right auricle, sorry, the right ventricle will contract. Okay, so this right ventricle will contract. Now anything contracts, what will happen? The blood will go away. So deoxygenated, when this contracts means what? This semilunar valves will open up. Okay, similarly this will also contract, so this semilunar valve, okay, will also open up. Okay, and the blood will then flow into the aorta over here, and here the blood will flow into the pulmonary artery for giving it to the lungs for purification. Okay, so this is done. Okay, so this has to go at a very high pressure. You see there these muscles over here. Okay, they are more thicker. Okay, these muscles over here, they are more broader, more thicker. Why? Because this is to be done under high pressure. Okay, so it is pumped at the high pressure. It has to be sent to the aorta because it has to reach each and every part of your body except your even your little toe. Okay, so the blood has to go under high pressure. Okay, so now what happens after it has gone through this? Again, these valves will close. The semilunar valves will open, close at this time. Okay, because the blood has been pushed out into the aorta, sorry, into the artery, and this side it has gone into the aorta. And again, it comes back. Okay, it goes to the lungs. It comes back. Again, this will open, will enter down. Then this will close. Again, this will open. Okay, and the process goes on. So what is this double, well, what is this circulation all about? It is all about the first the auricles expanding, okay, then the auricles contracting, that time the ventricles expanding, the ventricles contracting, blood is going to the semilunar valves, okay, then again the blood is coming back, again it is expanding, again it is contracting, again the ventricles are expanding, the ventricles are contracting. So this rhythm, okay, of the contraction and relaxation, okay, of the auricles and ventricles, this takes place 72 times. Okay, this takes place for 72 times in a minute in the human body. Okay, now there are certain points to be noted. When the heart chambers they relax, remember they are filled with the blood. Okay, as I told you, relax means they're filled with blood, contract means blood is pushed out of them. Remember, both the auricles they contract together, both the ventricles relax and contract together. After the auricles have contracted, the ventricles will contract. Okay, and this goes on in a rhythmic manner. Auricles contracting, ventricles contracting, auricles contracting, ventricles contracting. This goes on 72 times in a minute. Okay, so right hand side, remember, right hand side, as I told you, always gets the deoxygenated blood. Left hand side always gets the oxygenated blood. But they do not mix each other because of the muscular wall known as septum. You can be asked the function of the septum. Because of the muscular wall septum, these two blood, they do not mix with each other. So that is why we hear the lap dub sound. If you have ever kept a stethoscope, okay, close to use a stethoscope and try to hear the beating of the heart, you will hear the lap dub sound. What is a lap dub sound? Lap dub sound is nothing but lap is when the tricuspid and the bicuspid valves they close, okay, and at the same time semilunar valves open. That's a lap. And when the dub sound is when the tricuspid and bicuspid valves open and the semilunar valves close. Okay, so lap dub sound is heard, and this is the heartbeat. Now, the human circulation is also known as double circulation. Now, let's understand why it is called double circulation. This blood, okay, it is passing twice through the heart to complete one circulation. First part of circulation is known as pulmonary circulation, where the blood is flowing from your right side to the lungs for purification and returning to the left side. Okay, so that is one circulation, pulmonary circulation. Again, I told you pulmonary to do with the lungs. So that is one circulation. Again, this blood is in passing. Okay, going from the left side, again entering the aorta to all the parts of the body and coming back to the right side of the heart. So it is going to all the parts of the body. So that is the second part, that is known as systemic circulation. Since the blood is passing twice through the heart, okay, once when it is deoxygenated blood and once when it is getting oxygenated, hence this is known as double circulation. Okay, hence the circulation of the human body is known as double circulation. Okay, so there are two parts, pulmonary circulation and systemic circulation. You can be asked what is pulmonary circulation, what is systemic circulation, or why is the circulation in human body known as double circulation. Okay, so thank you everyone. I hope you really liked the video and you have understood how the working of the heart takes place. Thank you so much.